Existence gives if you are ready to receive without a question, with just a brimming heart. A man dreamt that he went to heaven and that an angel was showing him around heaven. They walked side by side. First they entered a large workroom filled with many angels. The room was bustling with activity. The angel guide stopped and explained to the man, "This is the receiving section. Here all petitions to God that are received through prayer are sorted out." The man looked around and he saw that it was terribly busy with so many angels sorting out petitions written on different pieces of paper, long sheets, scrap sheets and whatnot. They were from people all over the world in different languages. Then they moved on and entered a second section. This section was also filled with many busy angels and lots of packages and papers. The guide angel explained, "This is the packaging and delivery section. Here the graces and blessings that the people asked for are processed and delivered to them on earth below." They walked on, and at the end of a long corridor, they stopped at the door of a small room. To the man's surprise, only one angel was seated there, bent over the desk. The man asked the angel, "How come this section is so quiet? Which section is this?" The angel friend quietly replied, "This is the blessings acknowledgement section. The acknowledgements sent by the people for the blessings that they have received are meant to be processed here." See, we all ask and ask, but how many of us thank for what we have received? How many of us include gratitude in our prayer along with our asking? Just try out the small exercise when you are by yourself. For 2 hours, keep aside your worries and needs and focus on all that existence has already given you. You will immediately think, "If I don't worry about my needs, how can I fulfill them? Who will take care of my family? What will happen to my business?" Agreed, you have to think about all these things. But just for the next 2 hours, take all these loads off your head and do what I am saying. In any case, do you think your family or your business is running because of you? Let me tell you, things are running smoothly not because of us, but in spite of us. If existence had to depend on our intelligence to sustain our families or our wealth, we would all be destitute by now. And be very clear, by simply worrying, nothing can be achieved. I think we have spoken enough about worrying earlier. So just for a few minutes, close your eyes and focus on what has already been showered on you, what you already have. Go over mentally all the things, your body, your wealth, the people who support and help you, your house, your luxuries, your vacations, everything. Enjoy all of them in a relaxed and grateful way. Take as much time as possible. Don't rush and go over it in a hurry. Just live all of it in your mind. Stay with that feeling. Stay with that wonderful feeling of fulfillment for a while. Just feel yourself becoming filled with gratitude and overflowing with it. When you open your eyes, you will see what you have is more than enough to run your life, and you will wonder, what more do I want? You have to just become gratitude. The best way to become gratitude is to learn to enjoy without a reason. Enjoy everything that you see, everything that you hear, and everything that you do with the supreme confidence that existence is taking care. Life will then simply transform in your eyes, and you will be overflowing all the time because you are always enjoying. A small story. There was a man who was walking past a mangrove which was overflowing with mangoes of different varieties. He entered the grove, looked around, studied it, took down some statistics, and left half an hour later with facts and figures. After a while, another man walked past the same grove. He entered it, plucked a few mangoes, ate them joyfully and left. Now please don't stop by at any mangrove and eat up the mangoes. You might get stoned for it. Try to understand what I am trying to tell. Just learn to enjoy without questioning. I don't mean that you should drop all your work and only enjoy all the time. You need to work, no doubt. No one is going to give you everything if you only enjoy. I'm only saying, don't look for reasons to enjoy, that's all. Simply enjoy everything without questioning. Let enjoying become your very nature. Then gratitude will become your very being. Your profession may be anything. Your social status may be anything. Your economic status may be anything. But enjoying is something that every man can do irrespective of all this. The problem is, you always feel that there should be a causative factor for everything, including enjoyment. You have trained your mind with these kinds of thought patterns. This is also the reason why you often feel that others have been blessed with things that they don't deserve, while you have not been given enough for your efforts. You always think that you need to work hard in order to enjoy. No. Working hard is all right, but it has nothing to do with the capacity to enjoy. Just drop this idea. This is the only way you can stop complaining or feeling dissatisfied. Existence showers. If you choose to enjoy it, you will enjoy. It is purely your choice. You choose wrongly and then complain or blame someone else. Remember, no one is responsible for anything that happens to you. Everything is a conscious choice that you make unconsciously. Because of lack of awareness in you, you simply make unconscious and monotonous decisions and land up complaining about life. Always remember, heaven and hell are not geographical locations in the outside world. You create them within yourself. The moment you lose trust over existence, you alienate yourself from it and carry hell with you wherever you go. Don't think that hell is something outside of you. It is just in your mind. It is your choice, your nature, that decides if you are in hell or in heaven. A teacher once asked her students, "Can anyone tell me where you think hell is?" After a long silence, one child stood up and replied, "In my dad's study, miss." The teacher was surprised, and she asked him why he said that. The child replied, "Every time I go to my dad's study, he says, 'Get the hell out of here.'" Children are trained from a young age to think of hell and heaven as entities outside of them. They are trained to think that God is sitting above on a big throne and watching every movement of ours and noting down our sins and good deeds. By thinking in this way, we start the cause and effect cycle of all our actions. We associate good deeds with heaven and bad deeds with hell. We start thinking of God and the whole of existence as a transaction center. Each one of us becomes a businessman in our own way, whatever may be our real profession. What do you do when you go to the temple? You purchase flowers, coconuts and fruits, and then you go to the deity inside and make an offering in your family's name to the deity. You tell the name, birth star, etc. of each and every member of your family and you do the ritual. The poor priest will hold one bowl in his hand and you will be telling him a long list of names with all the details of each of your family members. You're so afraid that God will send the blessings to the wrong person, to the wrong household. You give him the exact geographical location, etc. and emphasize to him that it is you and no one else who has come with the offering. Only after doing this you leave the temple. Am I right? As if God does not know if you don't tell him all this. As if